Hello, friends. Good afternoon. Am I audible and visible? Yes, guys. Am I audible and visible? Somebody please ping me so that I can begin with today's short session. Good afternoon, Nikita. Good afternoon, Bimol. Okay. So, guys, today we are going to throw light on Gajapati rulers of the region of Odisha. And again, today I'm going to discuss three important rulers. One is Kapilendradev. Second is Purushottam Deva. And the third one is Prataprudra Dev. And I'm also going to narrate you a very beautiful story of Purushottam Dev. Okay? And the story is associated with the Princess Padmavati of Kanchi. And it is also associated with Jagannath Puri temple. Okay? So guys, hi, this is Alok Ojha. Welcome to StudyIQ IS English. So, as a part of medieval Indian history series, by now we have covered many topics. Okay, like we have covered Delhi Sultanate, early Muslim invaders, Sufism, Bhakti movement, and we are going through regional kingdoms right now. Okay, for more 2 to 3 days, we are going to go through regional kingdoms. Probably I'll be coming up with a short video tomorrow on Ahom dynasty that ruled over the region of Assam. Okay. Again, today's session is not lengthier. It is 25 to 30 minutes session. And I'll also tell you, like yesterday's session, what all things need to be remembered from the exam perspective. Okay? So without wasting any more time, let's begin our today's session. Odisha. One more thing, I'll inform you before I start the session. I received what we say messages from many of the aspirants on Telegram that, sir, when you will start the Mughal Empire? Mughal Empire would be started very soon once I'm done with the regional kingdoms. Okay? So please do not worry about that. So now let's begin with the Eastern India, particularly the regional dynasty of Odisha, also referred as Gajapati dynasty. Approximately from 4th to 5th century, and from 4th, 5th century to approximately 17th, 18th century, there was a rule of Eastern Gangas, particularly in the region of Odisha. Now, I'll differentiate between Eastern Gangas and the Western Gangas. Eastern Gangas, they ruled particularly in the eastern part of India, precisely in the region of, precisely in the region of what we say, Odisha, also referred as Kalinga. And the Western Gangas ruled precisely in the region of Karnataka. So Eastern Gangas rule is like, it is said that it is divided into three parts. Like it is said that the Eastern Ganga was early Eastern Ganga rulers, then it came under Imperial Eastern Ganga, then came under Khemundis. Okay. Now, the last ruler of the Eastern Ganga dynasty was Bhanudev IV. Okay. And particularly speaking, Bhanudev IV, he was leading an expedition to southern part of India. And when Bhanudev IV was leading an expedition to southern part of India, this was seen as an opportunity by Kapilendradev, the ruler of Gajapati dynasty. Gajapati basically means one who has a lot many, what we say, elephants as a part of the army. As I've told you previously itself, that the region of Utkal or Odisha was known for elephants. Mahmud of Ghazni, he wanted to acquire elephants from India. Same Muhammad Ghori, Tughlaq dynasty rulers, and many others. I have also given you the example of Megasthenes Indica many times. Like it is precisely mentioned in Megasthenes Indica that Indian elephants are stronger than Libyan elephants. So Gajapati means one whose army has lot many elephants. So when the last ruler of Eastern Ganga dynasty, he was leading an expedition to southern part of India, this was seen as an opportunity by Kapilendradev, okay, to acquire the region of Odisha. Like many historians believe that during the time of Kapilendradev, the kingdom extended from river Ganga in the north to Bidar in south. It also covered many parts of Odisha, certain parts of Andhra, certain parts of Karnataka, certain parts of present-day Jharkhand and eastern part of Madhya Pradesh. So when Bhanudev IV was leading an expedition to southern part of India, this person, what happened? He saw this as an opportunity and he wanted to acquire the throne of Odisha. But there were many vassals and these vassals were loyal to Bhanudev IV. Like I'll give you a few examples about them. One was Matsar Vamshi, second one was Sheela Vamshi, and third one was Vishnu Kundin. So these were the vassals who were loyal, quite loyal. To whom? Bhanudev. Apart from this, there was an internal strife against whom? Kapilendradev by these. Apart from this, Jaunpur Sultanate, it was increasing. They were following the policy of expansionism and imperialism. And at that time, Kapilendradev very strategically, very diplomatically acquired the throne of the, what we say, Gajapati dynasty. How? He subjugated all of them and he sent one of his able ministers whose name was Gopinath Mahapatra. Okay? His name was Gopinath Mahapatra. He was being sent particularly to suppress whom? The Jaunpur Sultanate. And he executed his duty in a very beautiful manner. So in this manner, Kapilendradev, he sat on the throne of Gajapati dynasty. Now Gajapati dynasty, they had constant war with Vijayanagar and Bahamani. But the ruler, he had one of the most able sons whose name was Hamir Dev. And at that time, as a part of Vijayanagar Empire, there was a very weak ruler who was sitting on the throne, whose name was Mallikarjun Rai. And Mallikarjun Rai, during the time of Mallikarjun Rai, the Vijayanagar Empire started disintegrating. And this was again seen as an opportunity to acquire the capital Hampi of Vijayanagar by Kapilendradev. So what did Kapilendradev do? He appointed his son Hamir Dev to lead an expedition to Vijayanagar and Bahamani. And Hamir Dev, his son, he was very successful in acquiring and plundering the capital Hampi. From whom? Mallikarjun Rai. So here one thing comes into picture. Like everyone, they had a thought that immediately after Kapilendradev, Hamir Dev will succeed to the throne. Why? Because he is one of the most competent enough. Secondly, he had defeated the powerful kingdoms of that time such as Reddis, Bahamanis, Vijayanagar and so on. So apart from this, Hamir Dev had one of the ministers whose name was Tamavu Pal. So Tamavu Pal, he conquered the southern states and he conquered the region of Udaygiri. That is in the Nellore district. So Hamir Dev, he had controlled the region of Andhra. Hamir Dev, he had controlled certain regions of Karnataka. So immediately after Kapilendradev, the most competent enough to sit on the throne was Hamir Dev. But destiny had something different written for Hamir Dev. Kapilendradev, like it is said that he was patron of art. I'll give you a very small example. Like Kapilendradev, he himself wrote a Sanskrit play called as Parshuram Bijay. Please remember this point. Apart from this, Odia Mahabharata was being written down during the time of Kapilendradev because he patronized one of the Bhakti saints at that time who wrote Odia Mahabharata. And the Bhakti saint was Saral Das Ji. So Saral Das Ji, a Bhakti saint, he wrote Odia Mahabharata during the time of Kapilendradev. Kapilendradev, he was also worshipper of Lord Shiva. And he had established a temple called as Kapileshwar temple in Bhuvaneshwar. Kapilendradev, his Rajyabhishek, his coronation also took place in Bhuvaneshwar. So these are the important things and aspects you need to remember about Kapilendradev. He was the founder of Gajapati Dynasty. I will repeat the points again in short. Just pay attention carefully. Yes, Arun. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Nivedita. Yes, Arun, I am fine. Hope you're doing well. Yes, whatever right now we are going through, it is enough if you're going from the perspective of GS. Okay? You have a question, sir. Do we need to read any book after this? My personal suggestion is watch the video till the end. Try to make short notes out of this. I think so. This is more than enough for what we say UPSC GS. Okay? Now, pay attention carefully. I'll repeat the points again. Eastern Ganga and Western Ganga. Western Ganga particularly ruled over the region of Karnataka. Eastern Ganga ruled over the region of Utkal, also referred as Odisha, precisely Kaling. Now, Eastern Ganga, they ruled in three phases. Early Eastern Gangas, then comes Imperial Eastern Gangas, and then come Khemundis. The last ruler of the Eastern Ganga dynasty, Bhanudev IV, he was an expedition to southern part of India. And this was seen as an opportunity by Kapilendradev, who laid the foundation of Gajapati dynasty. Gajapati basically means one who has lot many elephants in his army. So he saw this as an opportunity. At that time, what happened? Although it was an opportunity, there were many supporters of Bhanudev IV who were against Kapilendradev. Correct? Apart from this, Jaunpur Sultanate was following the policy of imperialism. They were following the policy of expansionism. So Kapilendradev, very diplomatically, what happened? He controlled the internal strife. He controlled the internal strife who were rebelling against him. And secondly, he sent one of his able minister, Gopinath Mahapatra, to suppress whom? The Jaunpur Sultanate. In this manner, he laid the foundation of Gajapati dynasty. Now, Gajapati dynasty during his time extended from river Ganga in north to Bidar in south. Gajapati dynasty's kingdom included certain parts of Andhra, certain parts of what we say Karnataka, Jharkhand, eastern part of Madhya Pradesh, and major parts of Utkal or Odisha. Now, one of the sons of Kapilendradev was Hamirdev, very competent enough. And Hamirdev, he was made as the governor of Rajmundri. Okay? So at that time, Vijayanagar and Bahamani, they were also following the policy of imperialism. Immediately, Kapilendradev, he dispatched one of his son, Hamirdev, to capture or conquer the region of Vijayanagar. And he was quite successful in conquering the capital, Hampi, because there was a weak ruler there. Okay? Apart from this, Hamirdev sent one of his ministers to capture the region of Udaygiri. Then, Kapilendradev, he extended Jagannath Puri temple. His coronation took place at Bhuvaneshwar. His Rajyabhishekam took place as Bhuvaneshwar. And he constructed a temple called as Kapileshwar in Bhuvaneshwar. Saral Das was a Bhakti saint during the time of Kapilendradev. And he wrote Odia Mahabharata at that time. He himself wrote a Sanskrit play which is referred as Parshuram Bijay. And now everybody expected, after death of Kapilendradev, the most competent enough to sit on the throne was his son, Hamirdev. He will sit on the throne. But Hamirdev could not sit on the throne. Did you understand about Kapilendradev? Yes, please let me know. Yes, Sashmita, good afternoon. Yes, guys, did you understand the points? Do you want me to repeat? Yes, is it clear? Kapilendradev, 2 to 3 things are important, that's it. Do not worry. Don't don't panic much that I have to remember this, I have to remember that. Don't panic much. As a part of Jaunpur Sultanate, I have told you what all things needs to be remembered. Similarly here, you need to remember the important plays that were being written. And just remember one thing, apart from the play, who were the Bhakti saints that were being patronized by Kapilendradev? One more thing. Coming years, there would be a ruler whose name was Prataprudradev. Prataprudradev, during his time also, Bhakti movement reached at its peak under Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We'll see that. So now let's understand about Purushottam Dev. As I've told you, every noble, every minister expected Hamir Dev to become the next ruler of the Gajapati dynasty. Because Hamir Dev was competent enough, nobody could have destroyed the power of Bahamanis and Vijayanagar except Hamir Dev. And Hamir Dev, by capturing the capital Hampi, proved his competence. Okay? In that case, when he proved his competence, what happened? Everyone expected Hamir Dev to be the ruler. But what happened? This person, Kapilendradev, chose his son Purushottam Dev as the next ruler. 18 sons, many historians write, 18 sons revolted against Purushottam Dev, which also included Hamir Dev. But in that case, diplomatically, Purushottam Dev was successful in keeping his post intact, and he defeated Hamir Dev. So Kapilendradev, he was succeeded by his son Hamir Dev. Okay? Sorry, Kapilendradev was succeeded by his son Purushottam Dev, not Hamir Dev. Now, there was a ruler whose name was Saluva Narasimha. Many of the territories of southern part of India, it was added into Vijayanagar Empire by Saluva Narasimha. Okay? And Gajapatis had to lose many of the territories at that time. Okay? Now, Purushottam Dev was being succeeded by his son. But there's a very beautiful story about Purushottam Dev. And that story is associated with one of the characters, Padmavati. Padmavati character, not of the book Padmavat, which was written by Malik Muhammad Jaisi in Avdi language. That character, like Padmavati or Rani Padmini, that is a different story. And here it's a different story. Like, I'll tell you how the Queen Padmavati of Kanchi, she got married to Purushottam Dev. And there's a very beautiful story about this. And the story goes like, once upon a time, Purushottam Dev, he goes towards southern part of India, particularly in the region of Kanchi. And here he meets Rani Padmavati. He was very much attracted by her beauty and elegance, and he proposed her for marriage. In fact, Rani Padmavati's father, he accepted the proposal for their marriage. So, this person, Purushottam Dev, came back to Odisha. Now, as he came back to Odisha, like the ruler of Kanchi, he had sent a formal proposal for marriage to his kingdom. And he sent a proposal along with a minister. So, minister visited the court of Purushottam Dev. At that time, Jagannath Rath Yatra, it was going to be get started. So Purushottam Dev requested the minister, like, you have come to my kingdom, you are my guest. I would like you to observe the Jagannath Rath Yatra famous in this region. And Jagannath Rath Yatra is dedicated to Lord Jagannath, his brother Lord Balramji, and sister Subhadra Devi ji. So minister was witnessing everything. Now the Jagannath Rath Yatra, it began. Now, as soon as the Rath Yatra began, the king Purushottam Dev, he was so humble that he took a broom and he started sweeping in front of the chariot. Now, the minister was really very astonished at this time. Is he really a king? This person is completely unworthy to become a king because he's sweeping the roads in front of what we say a chariot. He did not knew actually the entire thing about Jagannath Rath Yatra. He didn't said anything there. He went back to Kanchi and informed the ruler of the Kanchi that this person whom you're marrying your daughter to is unworthy. So my personal suggestion would be, do not marry Rani Padmavati to this person Purushottam Dev. So at that time, the marriage proposal was being taken back. And this person, Purushottam Dev, he got very infuriated when he come to know that why was marriage proposal taken back? Because he was sweeping in front of the chariots of Lord Balramji, Lord Krishnaji and Devi Subhadraji. He was completely astonished. Apart from this, he was very infuriated, very angry and annoyed. At that time, Purushottam Dev decided to attack the region of Kanchi. And when Purushottam Dev decided to attack the region of Kanchi, for the very first time, he had to face defeat. And as soon as he got defeated, he came to the temple of Jagannathji located in Puri. And he said that particularly, like it is said that many historians do write that he was crying in grief in front of Lord Jagannathji and said, like at that time, I was just doing the seva from my side. And in that case, this minister, he misjudged me. So, secondly, I have attacked the region of Kanchi and I lost the battle. That same night, Lord Krishna came in his dream and said, you attacked for the second time now. Now, it was not the matter of marriage. Now it has become the matter of pride. And now, Purushottam Devji decided that he is going to attack again the region of Kanchi. He attacked the region of Kanchi, and when he was attacking the region of Kanchi, he met a lady, an old lady, whose name was Manika. And this old lady stopped the army of, Purushottam Dev and said, please give me money. So Purushottam Dev was like, I am going on an expedition, I'll give you the money, but why do you require money? She said that I had 2 cans of buttermilk and there were 2 youngsters, too young, they were looking like a prince. One, he was sitting on a black horse and the other one was sitting on a white horse. And they said that just from behind, the King Purushottam Dev is coming, take money from them. Hence I was waiting for you, so now you give me the money. So Purushottam Devji was like, do you have any proof that they have asked me to give the money? She said, yes, they have given me a ring. The ring actually belonged to Lord Jagannath. And Purushottam Dev now understood this is an indication from Lord Jagannath. So he went, he attacked the region of Kanchi, he destroyed the ruler, and he took into captivation Rani Padmavati, and she was kept in jail, she was kept in prison for a few months. Okay? Now, at that time, specifically, the minister of Purushottam Dev was being instructed, find a good match for Rani Padmavati because I'm not going to marry her. Why? Because the minister had said that he is not a ruler, he is a sweeper. So find a good sweeper match for the lady Rani Padmavati. Minister was an intelligent personality. He said, okay, I'll find somebody good for Rani Padmavati. So many days passed by. One day, what happened? Raja Purushottam Dev, he asked the minister, like, you haven't found any match for right now, till now, for Rani Padmavati. He said that, by now, I haven't got a good sweeper who can marry Rani Padmavati. One fine day, again, years passed by. Jagannath Rath Yatra again began. And again, Raja Purushottam Dev, he started sweeping in front of the chariot of Balramji, Jagannathji and Devi Subhadraji. Immediately, minister came to Purushottam Dev and said, yes, I have found a good match for Rani Padmavati. And this is you, my lord. Okay? Because he was sweeping in front of the chariot. So that was the story of Purushottam Dev. Correct? So basically, Purushottam Dev was a second major ruler of Gajapati dynasty. It is also said that the place where Purushottam Dev met the old lady Manika, specifically that place was being reconstructed, and that place is referred as Manika Patan, located in Odisha. Okay? Now Purushottam Dev, he also finds mention in a poem written by Purushottam Das ji, and the poem name is Kanchi Kaveri Upakhyana. Just remember this, Purushottam Dev, the second ruler of Gajapati dynasty, finds mention in the poem, and the poem was written by Purushottam Das ji, and the poem is Kanchi Kaveri Upakhyan. So please remember this fact. Is it clear, guys? No issues, Rishi? Hope so the points are clear. Now, just in short, within next 2 minutes, I'll explain about Pratap Rudradev. Like, Pratap Rudradev, he is considered as the last major ruler. Why? Now let's understand. Now, Parshuram Dev was being succeeded by his son Pratap Rudradev. And during the time of Pratap Rudradev, there was attack from many sides. Okay? Like I'll give you an example. Vijayanagar ruler, one of the most famous rulers of Vijayanagar, Krishnadev Rai. He had acquired many territories around the region of Odisha, and he has also invaded the region of Kalinga. Apart from this, Alauddin Hussain Shah, the ruler of Bengal, he has also acquired many territories. Kuli Qutub Shah of Golconda, okay, he had acquired the Krishna Godavari tract. So major parts of the territories during the time of Pratap Rudradev were added into the territories of other rulers, particularly Vijayanagar, Bahamani, and apart from this, what we say, Bengal Sultanate. And Pratap Rudradev, it is said that had a minister, and the minister's name was Govinda Vidyadhar. This disintegrating kingdom and Pratap Rudradev's loose attitude, what happened? This he saw as an opportunity. And it is said that he rebelled against him, killed two sons of Pratap Rudradev, declared himself as independent, and established a new dynasty called as Bhoi Dynasty. I repeat, Bhoi Dynasty. Okay? So, I'll repeat, Purushottam Deva was being succeeded by his son, Pratap Rudradev. During the time of Pratap Rudradev, he started losing many territories to Vijayanagar, particularly during the time of Krishnadev Rai. He also lost many territories to the Bengal Sultanate. He also lost few territories to Kuli Qutub Shah of Golconda. And this disintegrating empire and the weak attitude of Pratap Rudradev, this was seen as an opportunity by one of his ministers named as Govinda Vidyadhar. He killed two of the sons of Pratap Rudradev, declared himself as independent, and established a dynasty called as Bhoi Dynasty. So Gajapati dynasty ended and a new dynasty was formed called as Bhoi Dynasty. Okay? So history has one important characteristic, that history repeats itself. Okay? Isn't that so? So how was Bhoi Dynasty founded? By dethroning the ruler. And how will the Bhoi Dynasty end? Again, somebody will dethrone the ruler here. So the last ruler, he was the last ruler of Bhoi Dynasty. He was being dethroned by one of his minister, and the minister's name was Mukund Dev. Okay. Finally, it is said that around 1568, Odisha came under the control of Suleiman Khan Karani of Karani dynasty. And from here onwards, Odisha or Utkal, here major dynasty did not rule. So this was a short session particularly on Gajapati dynasty. What things you guys need to remember, I'll just give you a short glimpse of that. Okay. Kapilendradev. Here you have to understand how this person came to power. How his son Hamir Dev, who was the governor of Rajmundri, played a very crucial role in what we said defeating the rulers of Vijayanagar, particularly Mallikarjun Rai, and acquiring the region of what we say Hampi. Apart from this, you have to remember 2 to 3 important things about him. Kapilendradev himself wrote a Sanskrit play which is called as Parshuram Bijay. He patronized Saral Das, who was a Bhakti saint. Okay? And he wrote Odia Mahabharat at that time. And Kapileshwar temple dedicated to Lord Shiva is located in Bhubaneswar, constructed by Kapilendradev. Apart from this, Kapilendradev himself was coronated. His Rajyabhishekam was done at Bhubaneswar. Another important thing that you need to remember about Purushottam Deva. There is a poem dedicated to Purushottam Deva written by Purushottam Das ji, and the poem is referred as Kanchi Kaveri Upakhyana. So it is dedicated to whom? It is dedicated to Purushottam Deva. Remember this. And then finally comes what? Gajapati dynasty was being replaced by Bhoi dynasty. Bhoi dynasties, what we say, last ruler was being killed by Mukundadev, and finally the last ruler or the last dynasty that ruled here was Karani Dynasty. So these are the major things that you need to remember about the Odisha or the Gajapati rulers. Hope the point is clear, guys. Only these things you need to remember. Okay? So, tomorrow probably I'll be coming up with another session either on Kashmir, where I'll be discussing one of the important rulers referred as Zainul Abidin, also referred in the coming years as Akbar of Kashmir. So I'll be, talking about the Kashmir, either Kashmir, or I'll be going with the Ahom kingdom, which ruled particularly in the region of Assam. Okay, we'll just go for a short session on Ahom kingdom, again of 30 minutes or so on, 30 to 35 minutes. Okay, guys. So resolution batch P2I, prelims to interview. So the prices are very affordable, 999, and admission for the July batch will be closing on 20th of July. Okay. I have many times told you about the specific features. You will have access to live and recorded classes, answer writing, mentorship. Apart from this, proper PDF and PPTs would be available for that. And in that case, it is quite pocket friendly and affordable for the aspirants. So you can use the code that is flashing on your screen, Alok Live. Okay. Apart from this, many of the aspirants have a query or a question like when will the batch start? How much time will it take to complete the batch? Will there be coverage of current affairs and CSAT? So if you want a counseling, you can contact on the number which is flashing on your screen, which goes like 924-023-1070. Okay. So resolution batch, last day 20th of July, admissions would be closing for July batch. Okay. Any question, any query, any doubt, please let me know, guys. Yes, Bimol, I would be surely taking a class particularly on answer writing. Okay. Like there are many questions like for example, suppose there is a question in UPSC examination and in front of that question there is written something called as discuss. In front of another question it is written elucidate. Another question, illustrate. Critically analyze, enlist, elaborate. Every word has a different connotation. And answer writing is an art, answer writing is a skill. So I'll be taking a short session on answer writing as well in the coming sessions. So don't worry about that. Okay, guys, with this, I'll stop my words for the day. See you guys tomorrow. Thank you and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye. One more thing, guys, before I end. Many of the aspirants have a question, sir, where to download the PDF of the sessions from. You can download the PDF of this session and the previous sessions from my Telegram channel, history_Alok Ojha. I repeat, history_Alok